California Democratic Congressman Khanna, who is leading this bipartisan effort to force a vote on the Epstein files. We mentioned earlier that Speaker Johnson will shut down the House early for August recess to avoid that vote, which, if passed, would require the Trump administration to release, quote, all unclassified records, documents, and investigative materials related to Epstein. Congressman Khanna, thanks so much for being with us. You know, House Speaker Johnson says that he wants to give the White House space to deal with the Epstein issue. But why do you think he sent Congress home early for the summer?
He doesn't want to embarrass the members of his own caucus, and he knows that the resolution would pass. I mean, the reality is we have 11 Republicans, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, Tim Burchett, of course, Thomas Massie, who's been courageously leading this. I don't think they've ever, in my entire 9 years in Congress, sponsored any legislation that I've introduced. So this is something that he knows his base wants. It would overwhelmingly pass. And so he's literally closing Congress because he doesn't want to vote on our bill or any amendment related to Epstein, the release of the Epstein files.
How connected do you think President Trump is to this decision?
Well, I'm sure that the White House said, don't do it. And here's why I know that the White House is involved. He introduced a non-binding sense of the House resolution as a counter to Thomas Massie and my resolution, saying, look, the sense of the Congress is that we should release these files. And Massie and I got a little concerned, saying maybe that will be their way out. Instead of passing the resolution with teeth, they'll just pass this non-binding one. Well, he doesn't even want to bring that up onto the floor. And that leads me to believe that the president simply does not want him to have any vote on any bill or any amendment regarding Epstein. But this issue is not going away.
I want to play you what the House Speaker had to say about the measure that you and Congressman Massie are pushing. Listen.
Thomas Massie could have brought his discharge petition any time over the last 4.5 years. Over the last 4 years of the Biden administration, he could have done that at any time. And now he's clamoring as if there's some sort of timeline on it. It's interesting to me that he chose the election of President Trump to bring this, to team up with the Democrats and bring this discharge petition.
So, Congressman, why now and not before?
Well, one, with respect to my friend, the Speaker, I mean, does he think Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to conspire against the president? Does he think Lauren Boebert is trying to conspire against the president? Nancy Mace, Tim Burchett? These are some of the president's strongest allies. The reality is the president raised the stakes. Pam Bondi raised the stakes. She said that there's an Epstein client list. Then she walked it back and said, no, I was just talking about the Epstein files. The president, the vice president ran on releasing all of this, and they have created a trust deficit. Now, I don't know what's in those files. Maybe there's nothing incriminating, but many people believe it's protecting rich and powerful men, the donors of people to politics, people who played golf with politicians, and we need to have a release now, given the stakes that this president has created for trust in government.
The House Oversight Committee, which you're a member of, has voted to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell. Chairman Comer told Manu Raju, I'm just learning, that it should be issued, the subpoena, within the next 2 days. What questions, if you get to talk to her, what questions do you have for her?
Well, I'd want to know who were the other people who were implicated in the sex trafficking saga. Can she give a list of names? Where are the documents? Who all does she know that was interviewed? And by the way, if we're finally exercising a subpoena power, and I'm glad that we are, why don't we have the Attorney General come and explain to the American people where these files are, what files exist, what the roadblocks are to the release. The one thing, though, is this is not a silver bullet, because Maxwell, of course, was indicted for perjury, and she's seeking a pardon. So while I think it's helpful that she will testify, what we really need is the files and the witness interviews.
Congressman Khanna, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, John.